So you want to know how to play Olaf in the jungle, huh? Before we get started with anything else, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for clicking on this video and this channel to provide you guys the best information for Olaf. Now, mind you guys, this build is going to be a tank Olaf, so he's not going to be really doing any damage. He's basically going to be there for the CC and appeal for your ADC or your mid lane or whoever's carrying. So just be sure you guys remember that. But if you guys want to check out another, video where it tells you guys, oh, it's kind of like a hybrid between tank and AD, like a bruiser, you might want to check out another channel, because this video is mainly about tanky Olaf, which I say, I played a couple of games with him, and I gotta say, tanky Olaf isn't that bad. It's, not a lot of people like to go purely tanky. People see it sometimes as a bad thing, but, I was watching LCS, and, they were actually going full tank Olaf, and I can't remember who was playing Olaf that time, but I remember I think it was the first or the second day of LCS, but I remember seeing full tank Olaf, and he was pretty tanky, and he was able to peel easily, so I figured, you know what, why not, let's play as Olaf, let's make a build for him, and then let's show it to the people around the world what the true best challenger LCS Olaf build really is. So this is what Commander wanted me to do? After being in the most elite bunch in League of Legends, he promotes me to you guys? Ha! Fools. You all want to be Olaf mains in the jungle? Well, you better listen up. So the first item that you want to buy is the Hunter's Machete. Because I cannot believe how many times people went to buy the other. I don't even know what the other item is called at the top of my head, because it's so useless on Olaf. You want that lifesteal with that item plus your W, you're gonna have all the lifesteal in the world. So what you want to do is first start off with your Krugs, get leashed by that top laner, and smite it. That way you get the ability that it has. Next, you want to solo the red, and try not to use a pot unless you really have to, because with your lifesteal from your W and the Hunter's Machete, you should be doing fine in the red buff, and you should not be dying. I can't believe how many times I've seen people actually die doing that, alright? So be sure you impress me, and you better not die, okay? You hear me? Next, you want to go on to your Raptors. After you do your Raptors, go clear your blue side. Blue, damn it! Blue side, and then you want to recall. Once you recall, you want to get the Stalker's Blade Cinderhulk, because Lord, that item is amazing. With the slow ability that it has when you smite an enemy, it helps you out a lot, especially if you're gonna gank somebody and you don't have your ult yet. After that, you want to go gank either top lane or mid lane, and once you successfully do that, you want to go back to jungling, and that is pretty much the pattern that you have to follow. When you set yourself up in bot lane to where you can get drag, you get drag. But make sure you get drag control first. If you want to rock out with your cock out, excuse my language, go counter jungle, by all means. But make sure you have vision on the enemy jungler. That way, you don't get mixed up when you are counter jungling and you're just randomly getting the red buff. And that's pretty much it. For the, well, at least for the beginning part of the game with Olaf. Alright, so that was something. Thank you, Lieutenant Divino, for that wonderful speech on what to do during the beginning game with Olaf, or better yet, any jungler, I guess. But he wasn't wrong. Make sure, guys, try to gank if possible. And if you want to counter jungle, make sure you have wards. Tell your team to ward, because, that's what separates the bronze from the gold. So, yeah, he wasn't really wrong there. Mid-game, what you want to pretty much do... Wow, that voice crack was amazing. Mid-game, what you guys want to do is you gotta make sure that you have at least one tower down, or at least your minions are pushing up. because towards the mid game, which is about like 15, like 20 minutes in, you gotta try to at least get one tower, at least try to have a tower down. Also, be sure to have drag control. Make sure you notify your teammates by pressing G and then clicking on the dragon icon to make them know that, oh, you want to contest this drag, or oh, you want to set up for this drag. Make sure you ward up, because even though you have a support that could ward, you could buy some wards too. Tell your team to buy wards, that way you could set up for Baron or set up for drag or whatever you're doing. But in the mid game, guys, team fights are gonna break out. That's inevitable unless you're playing in the bronze elo, and in which that case, by all means, do whatever you want. It's a clan fiesta there anyways. Am I right, guys? Yeah. Alright, so but like I said, in team fights, you want to be in the front line, you want to take in all the CC in the world, and you want to be the one to be the second person to go in. Because usually what you want to do first is let your top laner, or better yet, your support go in or make a play first before you go in. Because you don't want to get all the focus in the world first. You want your teammate, who is like more tanky than you, to start the fight, in which they focus him first. After that, you run in first, causing a cluster, and then they won't know what to do. They're going to be focusing you. They're going to be focusing your support. You're focusing your top laner. And then they're all just going to forget about your ADC and your mid laner. So as long as you do your job by ulting in and going in, because remember, you're going to be CC immune. So when you ult, you should be riding the skies and just running up to the carry. But also, please make sure that before you ride to the skies, make sure your mid laner and your ADC are safe. Because I cannot describe to you guys how many times I went in mistakenly without thinking about my other teammates. And then I go in, I do my job, but their support and their top laner and their junglers going from my ADC too. So, try to make sure that either A, you make sure that your mid laner and your ADC are doing fine before you go in, or B, try to have like the support or the top laner CC for the ADC or mid lane during team fights. So now, welcome to the late game! Let's get ready! Alright, so pretty much you're in the late game now. You're like 30-40 minutes in. You just want to end this game. You want to go to the next game. Everybody's tired. You're tired. I'm tired. The enemy team's tired. My legs are tired. And my back is breaking. So what you want to do here, guys, is you want to try to give your buffs, first off, don't go for the buffs anymore, alright? If you have to, go for it if you're carrying the game, but if not, try to give your blue to your mid laner, and try to give your red to your ADC, because you probably don't need it anymore. I mean, you're already tank Olaf. By the time you're done, and you're 40 minutes in, 50 minutes in, rarely 60 minutes, you should probably be, almost full build, if not full build already, and I will show a picture of the build right now. Alright, so that's the build that you should have, and don't question it, just go with it, just don't question it, alright guys? This isn't the most in-depth guide, but that is the build that you should follow, alright? It's pretty self-explanatory. Dead Man's Plate for obvious reasons, because A, it gives you armor, B, it gives you movement speed, Spear Visage, because that actually works with your W, to get, more health back, and Guardian Angel, obviously, for the sole fact that you wouldn't be afraid to go in, and Warmogs, obviously, for the fact that you want to get buff tanky, like Brock Lesnar, or Mark Henry, or Big Show. Yeah, I watched WWE a lot, if you guys couldn't tell. Back when I was, like, 10, I was a huge Jeff Hardy fan, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that man was amazing. But back to the topic in hand. Like I said, you want to get tanky, and what you want to do is keep vision, because the smallest pick on your support to your ADC could end the game for you, because if they manage to get a pick on your carry, especially because they're going into the jungle without any wards, they could just go straight for Baron, go straight for Elder Drag, clear the lanes, go in with the buffs, and win the game and destroy your Nexus. And you don't want that. Make sure that you make warding a top priority. Try not to make weak support such as Janna or Morgana go in alone. Make sure you try to stay near them, or try to have somebody near them when they ward in, especially when it's late game. and try to plan ahead of time. If there's a Baron that's coming in say 2 minutes, be like, all right guys, Baron is coming in 2 minutes, and what we should do is we should set up pinks, we should sweep, etc, etc. Same thing with Dragon. Make sure that you take notice of your minimap, because at times like this, guys, during the late game, your minimap is very crucial. If you see a minion wave pushing up, try to signal somebody to go and clear that minion wave. If you see a minion wave pushing up to the enemy team's tower, try to tell somebody to, oh, you guys see that, right? Somebody should split push. Somebody specifically really fed right now, such as your mid laner, not your ADC, because your ADC is what should really be with you, because I don't really like having my ADC split push, because he could probably get outplayed easily, regardless of whether or not they're good. But unless you're Vayne, that's a totally different story. But yeah, so like I said, you want to have somebody always, on the lookout, always somebody looking at the minimap, making sure that, nothing is happening. Like I said, keep wards on Baron and Drag, and the same thing goes for team fights, guys. Make sure, like I said before, as I said in mid game, you want to do the same thing that you do for late game, because you want to be in the front line, and you want to be the one taking in all the damage. And if they engage, guys, don't panic, alright? Don't panic. What you have to do is, if they engage, you have to go for the ADC or whoever's carrying. In this game, for me, it was my brand. I mean, their brand. Their brand. Pretty much, once they started fighting, I tried to go for their Yasuo, their brand, whoever was carrying at that time period, because I didn't want their carry focusing on my carry. I wanted their carry focusing on me, because I didn't want my carries to die. Because you know why? I am a Pokemon, and my ADC and my mid laner are the Pokemon trainers. So, just think about it like that. That's my best idea for it. You're pretty much a slave to them. But nobody says that, and we get no recognition, but still. But that's off topic. Nobody cares about that. So like I said, that's pretty much all the tips that I have for late game. If you can, once you win that team fight, you want to go to Baron, you want to get it. You want to try to get Elder, by all means, go ahead. Just make sure you reward again. And then when you get Elder, because, 9 times out of 10, if you're going for Elder, there's probably going to be a team fight that's going to go on there, because you should not just let the enemy team get the Elder or the Baron for free. You gotta make sure that you try to contest it at least, because giving them that thing with with no worries, that's pretty much showing a sign of weakness. You should always try to contest it no matter what, but make sure if you're not contesting it, make sure you understand why you're not contesting it, whether they're fed or whether your team's not there. Just be sure you have a good reason as to why that you're not actually contesting it. But other than that, if you're on the winning side, once you get those buffs, all you want to pretty much do is just push your way to victory. Have a 1-3-1, or better yet, a 2-3-0, or better yet, all 5 mid lane, whatever choice you want to do. As long as you get those towers down. Usually if you get the first inhib tower down, you could probably start a fight, unless, they're too scared and they back up to their Nexus turrets. But other than that, that's all you pretty much have to do. It's pretty simple, explanatory. This goes for every champion in the jungle, regardless of whether you're Olaf or whether you're a Rek'Sai or whether you're Elise. But, that's all pretty much there is for beginning, mid-game, and late game for Olaf. Now, if you made it this far into the video, yay! Congratulations! You're actually a dedicated person who can actually do things, yay! But pretty much, if you guys wanted to know, here in my Runes and Masteries pages, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to want to know that after watching this LCS gameplay and commentary in the background. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what your guys' thoughts are on Olaf, because in my opinion, he is a great jungler. I mean, he might not have the best escape, you could probably use a Rek'Sai if you wanted to move around easily, or better yet, a Nidalee. But all around, I think he's a pretty good champion. Not a lot of people could do what he does. He has that undeniable CC ignorance with his ult. His Q could slow people, his W has lifesteal, and his E does true damage. So if that doesn't sound good, I don't know what sounds good to you guys. But hey, that's the end of the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this build and guide on Olaf. Well, not an in-depth guide, but pretty much, a broader guide. If you want to check out some in-depth guides, then look it up on YouTube. But other than that, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Stay tuned for more content like this. I don't upload a lot because I do have school, and I usually try to put in a large amount of effort into my videos before I upload them. So that's why if you guys see a video from me, then probably 9 times out of 10 it's probably gonna have a lot of creative editing, such as this video. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'm not gonna, self-advertise anymore, and I'm gonna stop stuttering now. Hope you guys have a good day, and see you next time.